Welcome to our 5th one-day build. And this is the bucket wheel excavator. It's nearly 4,000 pieces and took nearly 5 hours to build, which is pretty good time if you think about it. So in the back, we have a battery that acts as a counterweight for this giant wheel. It has 18 buckets, which I believe can hold an entire car in each bucket. If we turn the battery on, there's a motor in here, which it doesn't do anything right now. But if we flip these little switches, it'll turn it on. So there's 3 switches up here and 1 right here. So I flipped it this way, which will turn the buckets, which will drop it down the coal and bring it up a conveyor belt down and put it into a little hopper thing, which will drop it down into another conveyor belt or a little truck. So this truck, twist a gear on the side and it lifts that up, twist a gear on the top and it'll steer. Now, if I flip this switch, it'll start turning. Now, it's kind of hard to see, so we're going to give you this quick time lapse of it turning. There's a little cab that you can put up, and actually if you had this cab twice as big, you could actually fit a minifigure into a teeny tiny little seat. Now the reason they have this cab is there is a cab in real life, but if you look at the pictures of the real bucket wheel excavator, it's going to be kind of hard to find, and that is because this is one of the biggest machines in the world in real life. So you can't really find it because it's just so big. But in Lego, you can do whatever you want. So back here, if we twist this little gear, this ladder will fold up. This ladder goes onto this little walkway and to the cab. And if you walk up these ladders, you can go up to the control room, which there is lots more functions. So if we turn it back on, there's a switch down here. And if we turn this model, then this conveyor belt will actually stay in the same position. So it takes a little bit for it to kick in because there is a really complex mechanism inside of this top. But once it kicks in, it stays in pretty much the exact spot. So another time lapse. And there is another setting on this switch so that you can lock it. Now it does move back and forth a little, but it pretty much stays kind of locked. Up here, if we switch this another way, we can actually move it forward. And switch the other way, and it moves backwards. This is really slow. We did a little time lapse, but when it's this big, the motor, even though it is the most powerful motor, when you're moving this much Lego, you have to gear it down. So it is really slow. Another thing you can do is this gear. If you twist it, it will go up. There, that's its max height. And now, down. There. So that actually uses hydraulics, which you can simply twist and they'll go in and out. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell to see when we do our next model.